This is the first video we're gonna watch and it already looks like a complete and utter disaster. I'm so sorry, but why in the world would you ever do that? That's like one of the things you shouldn't do. Was that a lemon or a lime? Why would you put that in your eye? And now she's screaming and crying. I'm trying to wrap my head around the reason she would do that, but it just makes no sense. So I have to ask why. You are asking the same thing as me because like, it just doesn't make any sense. There's not a single reasonable explanation as to why she would put lime in her eye. Man makes fiance's injuries from an accident all about himself and his feelings, and then he gets dumped. I'm an a-hole for wanting to dump my fiance after she injured herself while I was away. So you're away and your fiance's had an accident which has resulted in an injury, and now you want to dump her. While I, 30 male, was away on a business trip, my fiance, 32 female, decided to go out without telling me. We spoke in the afternoon. I was on my way to the airport ahead of an 8-hour flight which was arriving at 5 AM. Her friend had just come back from out of state and she was planning on taking her out for dinner. Once I landed, I didn't want to wake her as she normally gets up around 7. I got home and she wasn't there. Her car was parked outside but she wasn't in bed. For a moment I panicked and thought she had gone to surprise me at the airport and I somehow missed her, but her car was outside. I call her and her phone rang to voicemail. I called 10 more times while I showered and changed. At first I was too worried, thinking maybe she went for a run, but the scenarios running through my head were getting darker. Honestly, I can't blame him. You know, if you come home from a trip, or even if you ring somebody and they don't answer and then you ring them 10 more times and they're still not answering, you're gonna be thinking, are you dead? We have our phones in our iCloud account in case we lose them, so I bring it up and find her location. Her iPhone was at the hospital. My heart sank. I start heading towards the hospital. All her family live out of state and there's no one to call. The hospital is 10 minutes away. I speed red run lights, park right in front of the emergency department door, and go in like a maniac, demanding a tirade of staff to tell me where my wife is. They take me to her room. She's asleep in bed, but I can immediately see she's hurt. Her lip is swollen and she looks like she's been beaten up. Bruises on her face and a splint thing in her nose. My panic and worry morph into rage and I demand to know what happened and who did this to her. I was informed that she arrived in an ambulance at 2 AM having drunkenly stumbled and face planted onto the curb while leaving a bar. She had a broken nose, chipped tooth and other minor abbreviations and scratches, but she was going to be fine. What type of night out was she having? You know, she literally went out with a friend and she ended up in hospital looking like she'd been battered by Mike Tyson. This made absolutely no sense. I seriously feel like I'm in the twilight zone. I don't drink, never have, and she hasn't touched alcohol since college basically. I don't know what's happening at this point. She tried to offer up some kind of explanation about how her friend pressured her to have wine while they were at dinner and they somehow ended up in a bar. She apparently has no memory and teleported there. I've been giving her the silent treatment and it's 8 PM. She has been crying and wanting some sort of consolement or reassurance, but I genuinely think I'm done. The whole thing just came out of left field and I'm not handling it well at all. We've been living together since we got engaged and it would be a pretty clean split. Her parents own the house so I can basically just take my stuff and go, I guess. I really don't know what to do. We've been together for a year and a half and I feel like we could just get past this. It's like this whole ordeal and the emotional roller coaster has sapped away the love I felt for her. Anyway, sorry for the novel, but would I be the a-hole if I dump her? I understand that you probably are freaking out and furious with your wife right now because you know she could have died. However, I feel like that is a bit of overreaction. Is it worth ending the relationship? What I'm getting from that is that she's maybe went out for a friend, had a few glasses of wine. Because she doesn't really drink too much, she's very much a lightweight, and obviously she's gotten drunk and fallen over. I understand your anger. You know, you came home and you're thinking, oh my god, where's my wife? However, is it worth dumping her? I don't think so. Okay, so we do actually have an update. She broke off the engagement. We had long talk and apparently I've been cold and unsupported. I disagree, but whatever, and she feels betrayed by my attitude. She thinks my expectations are unrealistic and that she's a human, not a robot. She said she needs someone who can let her feel, and I'm not that person. Okay, so you don't even need to think about dumping your girlfriend because apparently she's already dumped you back. Talk about a no reverse card. I can understand if you have some sort of no alcohol agreement being a bit annoyed in the same way if you're both vegan and someone goes for a steak and you can be a bit annoyed. That said, she's injured and shaken up. That supersedes all your petty BS, so you're the massive a-hole. Are they maybe religious? Is that why they don't drink alcohol? But then he's never mentioned religion. You know, they went to college and she hasn't drank since college. So I don't think they're overly religious. I think she's just a massive lightweight. This is not an attack. I'm genuinely wondering what's wrong with you. She didn't do anything wrong. And what does the fact you don't drink have to do with her having some drinks once and falling over? Also, I don't know why anyone who loves their spouse would respond this way to them being injured. You're the a-hole. I completely forgot as to why he was asking us if he was in the wrong or not. I mean, yeah, you probably should be there for your partner. And then as well, you know, he's making it out like she was out doing crack and cocaine all night long. You know, she had a few too many drinks and fell over. He also doesn't need to worry about possibly dumping her now because apparently she pulled it in a reverse card and dumped him in the end. Oh, you are gonna regret your decision. See how that dog's acting all cute and nice. Watch. See, dogs, they're very, very intelligent. That dog knew exactly what you were doing. He was like, do you want to know something? If you're going to play that game, I'll win. Couple arrives too late for their flight and demands the gate opens for them.
I'm a military person. I don't start trouble with people.
I understand that, but it was already.
Can I please go on my flight? I gotta go to work tomorrow.
The fucking plane is still right here.
If you've got work tomorrow, surely you should have turned up in time. Didn't think about that, did you?
Ask somebody first. Do that. You talk about go ask somebody.
Okay, well this isn't a way to get onto the plane. This is how you're going to get banned.
All that money be paid.
Ooh.
Ask somebody. No.
This ain't gonna end well.
He got it. He got to ask somebody. Ask somebody first. I understand that. Don't just say no. Don't just say no. All that money be spent. Go ask somebody first. If they didn't pull off.
Yeah, so basically if you're going to get onto a flight, you actually need to be in the airport on time. The flight is not going to wait for you. There's hundreds of people on the plane, and if you're not there in time, you're not getting on. It is their fault for being late. The plane leaves with or without them. The plane will not wait and late passengers. Spirit is still a crap airline company. I mean, I couldn't care less about the airline company. It's the fact that you can't turn up on time for a plane. Is that not really concerning? She was also talking about how she's in the army, then you should certainly know about these things. If you're late to work the next day, that is nobody's fault but your own. You know, turn up to the airport in time. Am I wrong for telling my daughter I don't need her approval to date or bring someone over to my house? My ex-wife and I divorced a couple of years ago after her affair. She's now married with her affair partner. Although this whole situation really hurt me, I'm thankful that the affair partner is a good stepdad to my daughter who's currently 15. Over the past couple of years, I haven't been interested in having long-term relationships, but only short flings. I'm upfront with all my partners about my situation, and I currently have 3 partners who come over to my house occasionally. Oh my god, look at you. I was expecting 1. 3. The issue is my daughter has recently started asking if I could only see 1 partner, and having multiple partners is unethical. She says it's tough for her to form a bond with them. I've told my daughter multiple times it isn't necessary to form a bond with them, just let me know if they're disrespectful to her. However, last night my daughter again brought this up. That's when I lost my cool and I told her it's none of her business who I date or bring over to my house. I told her it's hypocritical of her to talk to me about this, while she has a good bond with her stepdad. She knows her mum had an affair with her stepdad. Her mum herself confessed to us. My daughter got quiet after that and didn't say anything and left. Was I wrong for what I said? Yeah, that's a simple and sweet answer. You are. Adults can do anything they want with their lives. However, if you're going to start dating a partner, I think it's good to get to know them before you introduce them to your children. By the sounds of it, your house seems like a bit of a brothel right now. It's a little weird bringing so many hookups around your child. If you know it's temporary, why have them around her? Exactly, you know, it's not like he's got an on-off girlfriend, he's got 3. You know, that daughter is seeing 3 separate women coming into the house. You know, they're not just over there to kiss and cuddle. They're in the house for a whole other reason. You went for your divorce and her ex-wife stayed with the guy that she cheated with. However, imagine they broke up and then she started bringing lots of guys into the house while your daughter was there. How would you feel about that? Now, I know it's very hypocritical because she did cheat on you. However, I feel like you should definitely separate, you know, your love life from your family life. Invite all the women around whenever your child's not there. You know, don't let her actually see them. There was an attempt to litter without consequences.
Dog.
Wait, is he drinking and driving? I'm winging it out the window. If that is real, he's a complete and utter scumbag. I will say, looking at him right now, at least he's got a seatbelt on, at least he gets 1 take. He was drinking out of a bottle. I don't know what that is. It could be like a soda drink, a fizzy water drink, or alcohol. I will say, whenever I see somebody drinking out of a glass bottle like that, I do assume it is alcoholic. So he's driving a car and drinking, and then he goes to wing it out the window. That's bad enough, and then it goes for his own window. I mean, I can't say I feel bad for him. I uploaded, that's embarrassing, would have deleted from the SD card immediately. That's what I've noticed with a lot of these videos. You know, people upload these things and then get so shocked as to why they get backlash. Why do you think people are criticizing you? You're drink driving and then winging the bottle out the window. So you're saying the fact that I tried to kill my husband has actual consequences. What do you mean, 26 years in jail?
And 1 as charged in count 1. We further find true the allegations that Diana Jean Lovejoy was vicariously armed with a firearm within the meaning of Penal Code Section 12022.
Why she look like a seagull?
Paren A, Paren 1, dated 11/13/17, signed 4-person. Same title, same cause. Verdict. We, the jury, in the above entitled cause, find the defendant, Diana Jean Lovejoy, guilty of the crime of attempted murder of Greg Mulvihill in violation of Penal Code Section 664/187, Paren A, Paren 1, as charged on count 2. We further find true the allegation that Diana Jean Lovejoy acted willfully, deliberately, and with premeditation within the meaning of Penal Code Section 189. We further find true the allegation that Diana Jean Lovejoy was vicariously armed with a firearm within the meaning of Penal Code Section 12022, paren A, paren 1, dated 11/13/17, signed foreperson.
Is she pretending to feign? No. Oh my god, that is bad.
In the Superior Court of the State of California, in and for the County of San Diego, the people of the State of California, plaintiff versus Weldon K.
She's pretending to
McDavid
faint. Look at
defendant.
her. She's completely
Case number
fine.
SCN 363925, DA number OCD 980. Verdict. We, the jury, in the above entitled cause, find the defendant, Weldon K. McDavid, guilty of the crime of conspiracy to commit murder.
I'm sorry, but that is so obviously fake. Had she seriously fake fainted to try to get out of her sentencing? That's gonna be another charge, honey bunny.
Okay, folks.
She doesn't need help. Why are you screaming help her? She doesn't need any help. She's faking it. Whenever somebody faints, they don't faint how she fainted. That's what you call a fake faint. Whenever they were trying to hold her up, if she actually fainted, her whole body would be limp. Okay, so this is regarding her lover slash hitman. The authorities also found McDavid's DNA near the place of the shooting. He later confessed to crapping in the wood. Weldon had wiped off his bottom with a towel after pooing in a bush. Police later used this piece of cloth to extract his DNA. So you're telling me that her lover slash hitman literally done a dump in the woods close to where he tried to shoot her husband, and that's basically what got him caught in the end. Look, I'm not a hitman, not planning being one. However, if I was to be a hitman, I wouldn't be doing dumps near my crime. Obviously, this hitman wasn't a very experienced hitman. The my life is ruined face is priceless. It's just the fact that she tried to fake faint. I'm so sorry, it's so obvious. I believe that she thought if she fainted that she'd get out of that situation. She'd get sentenced at a later date. But most of the times the judge will just continue with their charge. They'll be removed from the courthouse and they'll tell their lawyer what they get. Well, anyways guys, let's leave that video there. That's some people who messed around and found out. If you see me looking more people like this, no, I definitely will. Subscribe and see you all tomorrow for another video.